Hey guys, Zen here with Inquisitor video number 5. This is the final Inquisitor video. This is the one which I get my companion and all that nonsense. I'm going to talk a little bit about, by the way, I'm going into my Inquisitor quest here. I'm going to talk a little bit about the way the class works, and now that I've gotten a lot more abilities, I'm also going to touch on how Khem Val works a little bit as well. So basically, as I described in the first video, you have a couple melee abilities, right? Ooh, I got new mail apparently. Ooh, oh man, I totally almost knocked that guy off. I failed. I think I do it in the next pack because I was like, oh, that would have been awesome. So you have a couple abilities. Your first ability is like a auto. By the way, before I get into that, this keep in mind this is the Inquisitor quest area. I'm level 9, which is the appropriate level to be doing it, if not a little higher than what you should be, and I'm having issues staying alive, so I'm just throwing it out there. The Inquisitor is quite squishy when you don't have Khem Val. So basically, you have the number 1 ability, which is like a basic auto attack, right? So I'm going to knock this guy off like a boss. So you have your basic auto attack. Your number 2 ability is like a flame shock or an earth shock or you know, flame blast, stuff like that you would see in like Warcraft and other MMOs, mostly fantasy based. Your third ability there is a pretty heavy hitting melee ability, and you know it does a decent amount of damage. I think your lightning spells would definitely do a lot more once you go into the sorcerer route, and I also think if you go into the assassin route, that third ability will be quite the heavy hitter, because the assassin is more of a melee caster tank thingy that can stealth, which is pretty cool. So the first ability that I got pretty dang early there when I was leveling up was the Force Lightning, right? So the Force Lightning is a casted, channeled ability, and it just shoots lightning and it does damage over time the longer that you cast it. It doesn't go up in damage over time, but it definitely does like a damage per tick. So it's like every couple seconds it does a thing of damage. It's pretty useful. I don't like it that it's channeled because I think channeled abilities can be knocked back. Like if something hits you, I think it may knock back the channel a little bit. I can't confirm that because I don't quite remember. I'm sure if I see it in combat, I'll let you know. So my 5th ability is my like force knockback or whatever the heck it is, where I'm able to knock people off cliffs. Now, if you're next to a high enough cliff and you knock somebody off, they're pretty much instantly dead. I think if you have area loot on, and if that particular enemy had loot on it, I think it may be able to be looted if something else was near it, and you're able to loot that thing, if that makes sense. Like if something falls off the edge and dies at the bottom of a giant pit, I think if you're next to a guy that you killed up top and it had loot on it, and you had area loot on, if you looted that guy, it would loot the one at the bottom too. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know if it just doesn't drop loot if they fall off the edge. So I'm trying to come around the corner here, line of sight, because I'm not doing too well. I accidentally pulled an extra group because I'm a noob. But I kill one of those guys. I come around the corner. I'm like, I'm gonna heal my. No, I'm not. I got nothing. Oh, whirlwind. No. I'm. Yeah, I'm dead. So I revived myself here. So my 6th ability is a whirlwind, and the whirlwind will kind of crowd control a guy for quite a few seconds. I've noticed there is quite a few crowd control abilities in the game. Like the Smuggler has a. I don't remember what it might be, hack or slice or something like that, but basically they can incapacitate a droid target or a mechanical unit for quite some time. It's like 30 seconds, which is, you know, it's a pretty good CC. It's just like a polymorph or something, or a sap is a good example as well. But whirlwind is basically the same thing. I think you can upgrade it when you go the sorcerer route. So you see a demonstration of my knockback there. It does decent damage, but it's basically a giant AoE knockback stun because everything gets put on its butt if it's a normal mob. I think it's anything over normal, it just goes back to attacking you. The 7th one, well, basically the 7th and 8th I'll get into in a second, right? But my 5th or my 9th ability there is just a stim pack. Don't worry about that. It's like a healing potion. My 10th ability is the buff that I have, and then you have pretty much you really don't have to worry about the other two. It's just my Seethe, which is like a food, and then my Hearthstone. But the 7 and 8 ability are kind of like major DPS cooldowns. They make it so you can pump out a lot of damage. I think one of them makes it so your lightning damage is much higher, and the other one may be a lightning stun or something. I think it's a lightning stun. So it's they're pretty useful. And like I said, it's one of the first videos. Everything you pretty much have as the sorcerer route is lightning based, and it gets a little old, but it's cool. So I'm gonna do these 4 things. Let me heal myself up. But I think there's 3 or 4 of these things in this room. I have to charge them up, and yeah, it gets pretty crazy. So I'll let you guys watch it. It's a cool little scene. I'm not going to break it in between this one and the Khem Val scene, because it's literally just seconds of me running and then I'm in the Khem Val scene. So don't worry about that. I'm not even going to bother breaking it.
Places amins wajhais fools, gawan tida seek from tauhans. Taukida melaswe sama word sign in meremnai saigat rawat degdal. Tagasar chais en parks prize war peren swase ikbus karatida.
You don't sound exactly sane.
Ni pate uvaro wisandan sware kanidene akja swaluda is. Ababarna habens glaubena ni in usakwai usiterens apipao. Was jabe wise jabe prophetess wisans jagara haitang.
I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Tulak Horde is dead.
The places amins wajhais fools, gawan tida seek from tauhans. Aprogatua ina in lausolam, jagasa tida tu ima. Wade en warpai an parlay kain.
So yeah, as I said in the last video, you have to fight Khem Val in order to like get his honor, and from here on, he's it may just be my opinion. I'm pretty sure it is, but he seems very one-dimensional to me, as opposed to like Mako or what's his nut, Corso from the Smuggler. Yeah, this Khem Val is pretty one-dimensional. He just wants to eat everything. Is really what it boils down to. He's like the roommate that you don't really like, because that roommate doesn't really do anything but eat all your food. Like they have a job and stuff, but all they do is eat the food. It's weird. Like they never clean up after themselves. That's Khem Val for you.
Panay name in maidens. Ipsik erpai kunana jaus erpai rojandan in bise vistai. In bizose waitai spila presin kretai. In pise e wanata atragata indais.
Obey or perish.
Sisunya, Dargi Skolan.
So yeah, Khem Val is a tank companion. He is pretty durable. He uses like a giant sword. I think he has a charge and a taunt or something. Basically, he's got quite a bit of tanky abilities, and you should expect him to kind of use those naturally. you won't really have to control him too much. Just the guy that you attack, make sure it's the one that you want to kill, because he'll be tanking them. So there's an interesting concept here, right? It's the fact of having a companion that doesn't speak a language you understand and is subtitled. It almost puts you off to that companion, right? Because naturally you have to like read all of its dialogue and stuff, and pretty much with Tor they've removed the need to do that. Like, there is no quest dialogue that you really have to read. I mean, there's very few spots in the game in general when it comes down to quests that you actually have to read, unless it's an alien that you have to talk to. So it's kind of an interesting concept of having an alien type companion, because you can't understand a word they're saying. You just have to read the subtitles, and it gets a little weird, especially if you're I don't know. I guess if you're someone like me who really likes to connect with their companions, not in like a weird way, but like I like my companion and I keep them around because I like them, not because they do stuff for me. It's more of a I like them, so I'm gonna keep them around. Just pretty much what I just said. I'm starting to repeat myself. That's how you know you're sleep deprived, which is not a good sign, because I have to get to bed tonight for you guys, tomorrow night for me, because I'm filming this on Sunday. But I have to get to bed at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday in order to get ample amount of sleep to get up for Tor and get it all ready when it releases on Tuesdays for me. So, big ol' thing here I gotta kill, right? Big ol' boss. And Khem Val does quite a good job of tanking it. So I'm not going to spoil how this actually comes out, but I just thought of the fact that when you're a smuggler, you also get another, like a companion that doesn't speak a language you understand, it's a Wookiee, right? It's Baudar, I think his name is. He's pretty cool, but the Wookiees you can understand. I mean, you can't like understand what they're saying, but you can understand like it being a companion. It's weird having more of an alien thing. So I'm interested to see how many people actually connect with these type of non-human, or I guess they're humanoids, but non-English speaking companions. And it almost makes me wonder, does it bridge the gap between the different languages? Like, for, let's say, English and German. Like, obviously in both clients of the game, the only thing that changes there is the subtitles, which changes to a different language. So maybe those different races will be able to connect, when meeting each other. This is gonna sound weird, but like if I met a German guy who plays Star Wars and I don't really understand what he's saying and he doesn't really understand much what I'm saying, but if I brought up the fact that I like the Wookiee companion on a Smuggler, maybe he would connect there. It would be interesting. I'm not too sure how that would work, but maybe I'm just rambling at this point, which I'm almost sure that I am. So, to change subjects, Khem Val went down, right? I wasn't able to keep him alive because I don't have any healing abilities at this point, and this guy's beating the crap out of me. I've got like nothing left, so I barely beat him. I'm a pretty experienced MMO player, and I barely beat that guy. I'm not saying I'm amazing, but I seriously barely beat him. And it makes me wonder if they've nerfed it since then. I did mention that they increased the experience gain per level from 1 to 10, so you'll typically finish at level 10 without having to do the heroic 2+ quests. So I'm thinking it might be a little easier because you may be slightly higher level at that point. I don't know. So we'll find out when the game launches. Obviously, none of us were, or most of us weren't internal testers, so we have no idea how that's actually going to pan out, because we never saw the internal build of the game that I think is going live. So I'm dancing there because, heck, why not? I'm quite excited that I barely beat that. So I'm going to come over here and get this really nice effect there, the galaxy map popping up. You actually see a much smaller version of this in the ships, which I really like, but it's just typical galaxy effect. It's actually very Milky Way-ish. Believe it or not, most galaxies don't actually have that same spiral going on, so it's you know, it's familiar. I like it. Now I'm just talking about art assets, so now I really know that I'm rambling and need sleep. So we're going to come here. I'm going to Hearthstone back. By the way, that's another tip. Once you're done doing... Oh, man, my binding point. Why did I go there? I have no idea. Oh, actually, I do know why. One, because there's a mailbox. Right, I think it's just money that I get, yeah. To get the credits, you just click in the bottom left corner if there's credits in there. So I got that. Oh, and I had a question asked. Someone said that they couldn't get anything out of their mailbox. You just right-click on it. So when it comes to playing, when the game launches, just right-click on it. It'll pull out your mailbox. Anyways, I did my recall there because I had to come up and turn this quest into this trooper, or whatever it is. It looks like a trooper. I know it's not a bounty hunter. I don't quite know. It's a soldier that I turned this quest into. Anyways, let's turn this one in.
You found him? That poor acolyte. He got torn up pretty badly in there.
He was so brave and ready to prove himself to his father. His father was Naaman Fall. As I said before, he's one of the Dark Honor Guards in the Academy. If you take the acolyte's remains to his father, I'm sure he'll be grateful.
I suppose it's always good to make powerful friends.
You can find the acolyte's father outside the chamber of the Dark Council. That's where he stands guard.
Coolio. So now I get to go turn this quest into some guy in this giant, like, temple or whatever. I don't even know what it is. Is it like a Sith Academy? Is that what it is? Or is it like a Sith something, like a Sith temple? I don't know. All I know is it's got really cool statues out in front of it. So I'm going to go up to this guy. He's... it's a little weird to find him. He's like at a totally different level than the other people, and you have to take an elevator to get up there. And I think there may be quests later on that where you may have to come back and talk to people up there. Otherwise, I have no idea what that would actually be used for. And a little bit of camera bug there. Like I said, many times. Betas. If you see little bugs, these two bugs bugged the hell out of me. No pun intended. The first one was the camera thing. Every now and then, just when I'm running around, the camera would randomly shake and go some random direction. I've fallen off cliffs while doing that. I've pulled extra creatures while doing that, and I've died because of it. And the other one is just logging out due to inactivity. And I know I've mentioned it before, but I swear I logged out. I restarted my computer. I almost think I restarted my router. I did a ton of different stuff just to get rid of that bug, and it just wouldn't stop popping up. So really annoying. So as you see here, this is where the elevator is. It's in the top middle, right? And I'm sitting here with these two other people. Pro tip, don't stand under the elevator when it comes down. It doesn't kill you, but you get stuck in the ground and you have to wait for it to go back up to get out. You can't just jump through it like you can in like Warcraft. I think in Guild Wars it works the same way. So you know, don't expect that. Anyways, let's turn this quest in real quick.
You don't belong here. You stand before the chamber of the Dark Council, and this floor is off-limits to all who are not lords of the Sith. If you are not on official business, you will leave now.
I've come with news about your son.
So that is the smell you carry. It is said he went into the tomb of Naga Sadao to prove himself, and was killed. He was such a weak boy. He shames me in death as he shamed me in life. When I heard of his death, I could not leave my post. Honor forbade it. Still, I would like to know what happened in there.
Of course. Ask away, my lord.
Your deference does you credit. Now tell me, where did you find his body? Did my pathetic son even make it past the first steps? In the end, was he Sith?
He died valiantly, deep in the tombs. He was nearly Sith.
He died well. I suppose my son had more of me in his heart than I had ever considered possible. With this news, you have brought me a peace I didn't think possible. Thank you. I will have him buried in honor. Take this small token of my appreciation and go.
That guy's pretty cool looking. He's a cyborg. By the way, I don't know what that group invite was. I don't remember. I think maybe someone just randomly invited me to a group. Dang it, I missed the elevator. That was so close. Also, pro tip, don't jump down. You would think, being a Sith or a Jedi, you could jump from great heights and live. Maybe you get an ability to do that. I haven't seen it, but I mean, it would be pretty cool. Oh, it would be really awesome if they made like the same effect like in DC Universe when you jump off of a building and you like land on the ground from like 20 stories up, and there's just like that crazy explosion underneath you, and you like punch your fist into the ground. It's really cool. I like that. Maybe they should make it so the Jedi and Sith could actually, on second thought, I know I've said actually a lot there, so I'm going to say it again. Actually, I think that might be a little overpowered if Jedi and Sith could jump from great heights and Bounty Hunter and the Imperial Agent couldn't. So, oh well. It was a good idea.
What do you want? I'm training slaves to feed the beasts, and I don't have time to chat.
Have you heard of a creature called Seirun?
Seirun? You know of Seirun? That creature was close to me when I was an acolyte. It helped me survive my trials. It traveled places I couldn't, told me everything it heard and saw. It had been living off vermin before I came along. I figured out a way to make it healthier, stronger. Seirun's special meals.
By all means, continue.
Seirun never knew exactly what I fed it. Its meals weren't just beast fodder. Seirun ate the corpses of the Academy's failures, the bones and blood of dead acolytes. Feeding on their energy after death, it grew exponentially more powerful with every meal, and became strong in the dark side.
How did a fool like you become an Overseer?
Maybe taking Seirun was a mistake, but we were strong together. When I saw how twisted Seirun was becoming, I sent it away. It was becoming hungrier all the time, and I feared it would attack the living. Destroying it seemed impossible. It could heal any injury it suffered. I hoped it would find a new home somewhere, but it seems we must act more decisively.
We could. Or I could give it the meal it wants.
Aid Seirun and it will turn on us. One more taste of power and it will begin hunting acolytes. I can't allow that. Together, we must poison Seirun. Before I sent Seirun away, I developed a powerful toxin, but I didn't have the heart to use it. It won't kill the creature, but it should strip it of its power.
That'll do nicely.
I take some pride in the formula. If we do this, Seirun won't survive much longer. It will hide as best it can and slowly starve. But the alternative is to let it become a living horror.
Then let's poison that thing.
I'm glad you see it as I do. I'm giving you this meat. Don't ask me where it came from, but it should fool Seirun. Once the poison is in its system, it will weaken. I take no satisfaction in this, but it is necessary.
On second thought, I think they may be able to come up with a convoluted way of how the bounty hunter and the agent don't take damage. Maybe the agent like does a crazy roll. The bounty hunter uses its rocket pack. Who knows? Who knows? I think I want to be able to jump from great heights, though.
I'm telling you, Overseer, it cannot be done. I went into the tomb, I saw the Dashard across the chasm, but I could not get to it.
But the map! Lord Zash is adamant she will not take an apprentice without the map!
I'm telling you, Lord Zash wants the impossible. No one is ever going to get that map!
You don't mean this map, do you?
The map? And the Dashard? Get that monster out of here this instant, and give me the map!
No, it's not possible. You wretch, you filth, you must have cheated somehow. How did you do it? How did you release the monster?
Sai galut saira, iswis us urf bandan, ja atnam, in puidangarja.
Right. You must have cheated. You must have. You'll pay for this!
Fawn, patience. You will have your chance at this whelp, after you personally deliver this map to Lord Zash.
Eat them both, Khem.
Dopila wesun.
Keep your pet at bay for just a moment, Acolyte. I would have a word with Fawn.
Lord Zash.
Yes, Fawn. Now, where's my map?
Here, Lord Zash. Right here.
You found it for me, Fawn? How wonderful.
He couldn't have found it if he tried.
Silence! Fawn will tell me what happened, won't you, Fawn? You wouldn't dare lie to me, would you? Because it would be a shame for me to discover that you lied to me. Now, one more time. Did you bring this map back from Naga Sadow's tomb?
No. No, I didn't. I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hearken, you fool. In any other group for any other lord, this young man would have torn the other acolytes to shreds. What were you trying to prove? That you could outsmart me? That you knew better than me what kind of person I wanted for an apprentice? You fool! There's your pet, Harkin. Clean this mess up. Apprentice, meet me in my chambers upstairs.
As you say.
This is not the end. Without Lord Zash to save you, you're nothing. I have connections that will hunt you wherever you go.
Just face it. Your star is dead. You're nothing.
Get out of my sight, slave. Your new master is waiting for you upstairs.
I'm so glad that is over with now. I tried to loot that guy, by the way. If you couldn't tell me clicking on his body, I was hoping I could, but nope. Nothing there. So, yeah, I'm going to go talk to this last quest turn-in, right? And then that'll pretty much be the wrap-up of this video. I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed all of our beta footage. I know we really enjoyed doing it. It was a lot of work, but this was all literally done within one weekend. It was quite an effort on our part, and we were happy to bring you guys as many Star Wars videos as we did. We had to rush them out towards the end here because we were running out of time to get them out before the game actually launched. So, like I said, I'm really proud to have gotten the content out that we did, and I hope you guys enjoyed it because we certainly did. So let's turn in this last quest here for the Inquisitor and talk to this kind of attractive master.
Ah, my magnificent new apprentice. Congratulations are in order, I believe.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
You've earned it, my apprentice. Now, I was just looking over this astonishing map you brought back, and I can tell we have a lot of work ahead of us.
Murder and mayhem await.
Patience, my apprentice. We must go about this with tact, all in good time. You must meet me on Drummond Cars. There we can talk more.
Drummond Cars. Got it.
I will meet you in my chambers in the Citadel in Kars City. There we can speak more freely of the work ahead, without the fear of unfriendly ears. This is the lightsaber I had as an apprentice. I want you to have it.
I shall wreak havoc with it wherever I go.
Magnificent. No doubt you will. Now remember, my chambers, the Citadel, Drummond Cars. It's imperative that we get to work on this as soon as possible.
Stop right there, alien scum. Darth Scotia has a message for you.
Give me the message.
The message is this. You will not go to Drummond Cars. Everything you've done here, everyone you've dealt with, Lord Zash included, is insignificant. Darth Scotia has eyes and ears on Korriban. He knows what your master is up to, and he is displeased, to say the least. On Korriban, Lord Zash may have her way, But on Drummond Cast, it's a different story. So you see, you have to die.
Khem, what is it you do to Force users again?
Gibay iswis aman hangujins.
Tosin, is that a Deshard? Maybe this isn't such a good idea.
Coward! Fight, you fool!
So, last little bit of combat. I think I tried equipping my lightsaber, but I was too slow. So yeah, basically I'm just gonna check out these customization options for Khem Val. There's like a red one, a blue and red one, something else. I think they're a little generic, but you know, I go with the blue and the red because it reminded me of like a British Khem Val, and that was hilarious to me. Yeah, you have the 3 options there like you do in all the others. You also get a lightsaber, which is pretty cool. You can put your color crystal in it, and you know, basic stuff. So let's check out the customizations. There's a red one. There's a red and blue. I think that's the one I end up getting. And then there's like a green one, so you can make them look like a lizard. Whatever floats your boat. I go with the blue one because, like I said, it reminds me of like a British. I imagine him with a British accent. It's hilarious. So I get level 10 there. Sorry I didn't bring you guys advanced class footage of this stuff, but we're gonna do all that later on anyways with our guides, our class guides, and our you know, whatever other guides we do with flashpoints and operations. So you'll be able to see that anyways. So I wasn't too concerned with giving you guys it, but with my cool yellow color crystal here, I get the sickest looking Sith lightsaber ever. I guess purple would be cool too, but maybe. I don't think I actually accepted my crystal into the modification. Oh well. I'm sure I'll do that on live where I make my crystal or my color crystal nice and cool, like the yellow and black or whatever it is. It's super cool. So come in here, get the last abilities I need to train. And like I was just saying, I want to thank all of you guys for watching our Star Wars content we put out for the beta. Like I said, we really enjoyed doing it. We're going to bring you more Star Wars content, but from here on out, expect most of our regular stuff to return. So we're going to go back and do like a Season 2 of Terraria with all the new updates and stuff, because we have to make a new world, or else we won't be able to check out all the new stuff. It should be pretty hilarious watching me kill Holy over and over again by throwing bombs at him or whatevs I end up doing. Also, I'm going to continue with my Skyrim stuff. Holy's going to try to get Batman out finally because he's been having a lot of issues. And we're going to, you know, do our general Let's Plays. So expect all that to continue, but also expect Star Wars content to continue. So these definitely won't be ending. You'll be seeing a lot more. You'll also be seeing me and Holy play Star Wars together finally, rather than apart like we did for this entire beta footage. So tomorrow there should be a video, or actually maybe later today when you guys see this, there may be a beta ending footage video that'll give you all the crazy stats that we had for this entire series we did. So once again, thank you guys. We love you guys for subbing. We love all the new subs that subbed because of the Star Wars stuff. And other than that, we'll see you guys next time.